What's going on? What's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, tbkc, and all. Hey, shit, good times ahead, man. I finally made it, huh? I was running like crazy, and it is what it is. But I thank everybody for coming on, and I'm going to, you know, give you at least 90 strong minutes. And this is going to be an interesting time because, excuse me. And as y'all notice, I haven't been starting with music lately, unfortunately. I haven't been starting with music. One of the reasons I haven't been starting with music is that it's not the music company that's doing it. What's going on, Dennis Allen? And everybody else, Brick House. I'm looking down, so if I miss you, I'm sorry. Ray, Edge One Kennels. I'm gonna come out Thursday, by the way. I forgot to call you. That'll be my day off pretty much. So I'm gonna try to get out there Thursday and get them shots for you. Yesterday morning, it got so crazy I totally forgot. What's up, Echo, Brick House? But you know what I'm saying? I'm just being real with y'all, man. It has been one of the most interesting like weeks that we've ever seen. What's going on, Larry? Don't start your shit. TS Valley, what's up? The parental works, but sometimes you have to alternate. What's going on, Barry? Much love from the UK, CC. Um, you have to rotate rotate the dewormers sometimes. I've used dewormers sometimes, and even I've gotten the dewormer from the vet when they were taking care of the puppies, and we get up to the 6-week fecal, and they still test positive for worms. You know what I mean? So sometimes, I go back and forth, um, from natural things to most of the time I use parental, because it's soft on the puppies and they don't have problems with it. What's going on, Trey? And I'm missing some of y'all names as I go through this, and I'm sharing the video, drinking my very strong tea. I don't know. Well, it's common sense, and I don't use common sense sometimes. I put the same amount of ginger and lemon in the cup, but the cup is literally almost half of that big 44-ounce cup that I. So it's like nitrogen right now. But it's been some interesting weeks, and man, I always share stuff with y'all, and I share stuff with y'all because it's best to share it because you go through spiritual awakenings and different things, and I always believe that if it's something that can help everybody else out, I don't mind going through it. What's going? Hey, Shavoy, I apologize, my brother. I got to give you a ring, and I'll do that ASAP. Um, but you live and you learn. You know what I mean? I've learned a lot in this process. You get some blessings, you get some, I'm wearing one of my blessings. I'll let y'all know about that later on, but y'all could probably guess. Got things going on, you know what I mean? And we got things going on. What do you want? Oh God, y'all know I got to deal with this little person. Let me get her a drink. This the blueberry. I don't want to share the blueberry with you, girl. I like that blueberry, girl. No. What you mean no? What's going on, Dave? Man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Dave is one of the brothers, you know what I mean? Sometimes you need a sounding board. I got Dave, I got Cuzzo, I got Dennis Allen, I got Chris, I got Cece. I got people who are good sounding boards to put me back in the right state of mind, and you know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing. I could tell you I got a few more, but that's the blessing part of it. And so you have to accept the curse with the blessing. And I will tell y'all this. Now, this is the thing I'm gonna say, Edge One. Remember to tell them with that panicure that it can be strong for little puppies. You know what I mean? It can be a little bit strong. Panicure can be strong for little puppies. I've known people who've used panicure that their puppies had such a bad reaction that they died. So you wanna be careful with panicure. You a veteran. That's the thing. You a veteran over there, so you got to remember to remind everybody else. What's going on, Holly? You know, because that's a veteran dewormer, by the way. You know, I like to use it at 6 weeks. Never any younger, 6 or 8 weeks. I prefer to wait till 8 weeks and hit them with it. You know what I mean? Leslie, I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't been checking it. I'll check it out, but I don't think so. I had to check. It might have. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate. It, they don't alert me when those things come through for whatever reason. I appreciate that, Leslie. We got to get on the phone. I had no idea. Yeah, I appreciate that. But I tell you what, and y'all heard me say this. You know what I mean? And this morning was a flush. Like I don't watch those. DeCarlo, I'm gonna need you to be quiet. Okay. Okay. But I don't watch other people's interviews and videos, especially certain people who lie a lot and shit like that. But of course, I got sent a million videos and clips and different things like that, and it was funny, of course. But the one thing is, and let me share this thing so we can get the numbers moving. But the one thing that sort of struck me as like, y'all know, I'm very much so into my faith. So this is the way we rock it. But I got so much action this morning of people without me saying a word, letting me know that they know a lot of people is full of it. They also know that a lot of people are, the trends that we see, and some of that action is very much so every time I'm attacking a topic that's pertinent to the American bully breed's health or the you know what I'm saying, or the sustainability of the breed. The very first thing that we do, you know what I mean? He said healthy martial artists matter. you know, the very first thing that people do is it becomes a let me bash you, let me bash you, let me tell you about this, let me tell you about that. You know what I mean? I had a dude that hit me all the way from Europe, and he was like, man, the guy that was on your post, he was like, man, people don't know what that is, but he was like, his name that he put on there is the name of a knife company or some shit. He was like, if people can't start to see through some of the things that they're doing on your page, reporting you, and that's why I'm stopped with the music, by the way, is because she's happy she got her new umbrella. But she's, the reason I stopped starting with the music is because they started heavily reporting everything that I did with the movie. Okay, enough, baby. Mwah, I love you. I love you. But you're not doing anything right at all if the wrong people are not trying to silence you. You know what I mean? And this is what I got from and Edge One, that's the best part is that now look at this. Everybody knows that they're lying. Everybody sees the dancing around. And for our community, this is why I say I do appreciate when everybody jumps on and lets them know how the love that I've shown, at different points in time. But at the same time, I feel like, you know what I mean? It's very, very important for us to continue. Dave should be quiet right now. If you were being realistic, you should be quiet. But it's a simple way, right? It's a simple way to, you know what I mean? 405, you ain't never told a lie there. They want to silence the real information, and it's been given out. You know what I mean? Some of the individuals who went on live and cried about how much money they lost about what I said and this and that and the other. But you notice one thing about it is that it's never a lie, dog. I mean, I some of my latest topics have been so basic. Don't breed a dog that can't breathe. Don't breed a dog with bad hips. Don't breed a dog with bad joints. Don't mix in dogs that are outside of the breed standard and will change the temperament of the breed. All of these are things that should be very, very simplistic, very, very easy for us to get to. And the sad part about it is that yes, we are having people who are angry about this because it is messing up their bottom line and their dollar. I understand this, and then once upon a time I used to get mad and I used to get upset about the different things. Now I understand that if you are going to be in a position where you tell the truth, you speak the truth for the breed or whatever the case may be, you're going to deal with certain things. Of course, there are lines that need to be drawn to the level of disrespect that we will allow before we bust the head open. But at the same time, you understand that there is a certain level of disrespect that is going to come, disrespect and disregard for for the truth. I've heard about 9 million videos from Dave Wilson. The one thing that I've yet to hear him discuss is after you blamed the people of the UK, y'all forgive me, excuse me, I gotta drink some more of this tea. I'm stopping the allergies, by the way. But after you blame the beautiful people of the UK for mixing their dogs and creating this imaginary XL bully that is not the American bully, you never explained why is it that those dogs are registered as American bullies. You never explained that as people all around, not just in the UK, but all around the country, all around the world, were letting it be known that there was an issue with the rise in American bully attacks. I do give Dave Wilson and several other people at the ABKC this amount of credit. I don't think that they're stupid dog people. They're the most kind of dangerous stupid. They're the kind that choose to be stupid. And what I mean by that is that, hey, if you walk into something, hold on, said Dave thinks XLs are not enough to make the ABK. Dave is a damn fool, man. You know, everything that's going on there is a fool. And I tell you this, and I'm gonna be so real with you. And Leslie, while I'm thinking about it, I'll go right back in the topic. Please text me 346 Please shoot me a text so we can get on there and get rolling. But this is what I'll say about this, right? And we know these situations, right? It's like having a kid. With my younger kids, we have longer conversations. You know what I mean? Because my younger kids may not know the things that they do are disrespectful or are harmful or they could get hurt because they're young. So they act out of ignorance in the sense that they just didn't know. Now, my older kids, the conversation is a lot more brief and a lot more strict and a lot harsher because you know and you're choosing to be stupid. You're choosing to do things that will put you in danger or get you in trouble or be disrespectful. See, it's two different levels to that. And the thing about Dave Wilson is he's the older kid who's choosing to be disrespectful towards the breed. What's going on, James? He's choosing to lead this breed down the wrong path. He's choosing to watch things happen, lie, try to manipulate, and none of this is in the betterment of the breed. I'm truly at a certain point, I'm having a very hard time understanding what it is that, hey, Rick, hit me up. I got some incredible males, you know what I'm saying, available right now. I need to do a better job of posting them up, but I've got some incredible males right now. I'm liking them more and more every day. What's going on, Robert Vaughn? This is this is something that has plagued us because think about this now. Y'all look at my videos, and I warned about these dog bites a year ago. I warned about the dog deaths inside the United States a year ago. I've talked about this, you know what I mean, over and over again. Jay, Tommy producing, boy. He producing. I don't want to keep talking about my dogs, but I'm loving it. I'll make a whole video about that. I tell y'all, it's blessings. But the ABKC did nothing. Now, with the little bit of lawyer in me, I will tell you this. He went and he put it on the backs of the people saying that, and he always does that. If y'all don't notice, people have to breed better dogs. You know what I mean? People have to breed better dogs. People have to breed better dogs. Well, at the end of the day, what it is that it's just as simple. You have never in life, you know what I mean, seen a registry blame the people and not the registry, because the registry's job is to keep the people in check. You know what I mean? So if we get to talking about it, well, oh, that's the censor. As we get to talking about it, it becomes a thing of how does the authority blame the child? You know what I mean? So when the ABKC registers dogs that they know have South African Boer Bowl mixed into them, when they know have certain mastiffs that continue to be mixed into them, when they see the color patterns changing and they have enough knowledge to know that those patterns shouldn't be changing without proper mixing, you are an accomplice to everything that goes on. You are firsthand involved in creating the breed of dogs there that is actually killing people or hurting people. You are allowing these fraudulent dogs to come in because you don't want to turn down money. We all agree that they are fraudulent because if you're mixing a South African Boer Bowl in with a typical bully, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like I say, the culture that's created is for ignorance and stupidity and these different things, and they are promoting this and lying behind it. Every single issue, and this is what this page has been about now for a dozen years. DeCarla, quiet. This page has been about this for 10 years. I mean, for over a dozen years now. I'm going to start reposting some of the old videos so y'all can see when I was even younger and devastatingly handsome with long hair. No, I didn't have long hair, but but y'all know what I mean. But it's always been about the health and maintaining. And if you and it's a video that somebody shared to me, and it was amazing because this video was actually recorded in 2011, and I warned about how the breed was going to go sideways, the whole way sideways. And they were like, "Man, you predicted that shit." And the thing of it is that it wasn't a prediction that made me like Custradamus or some shit. What it was is that anytime that you are creating a breed, you have to follow strict rules, and anything that you allow to change eventually will manifest itself as a problem. So the culture has been, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, James, but and not only allowing a Merle dog into the nationals, but denying that the original standard said Merles were banned when people start showing literal copies of the original standard saying that the Merle dog and the all white dog were banned. These are the type of lies that I'm saying, and it's like a clown show. That's all it is. You know what I mean? Look at the people who take their time out to make fake pages and shit and try to come on here and troll. It's like a worthless type of thing. You know what I mean? I seen men where why a motherfucker come on my page talking about, oh, I'll get a dog from Duval Bullies. Good luck with your breathing, bitch. What's the temperature out here? The temperature now is only 85 degrees. My dogs are outside. They breathe well. You know what I mean? So anybody who has my blood and they're running my blood throughout their yard and their dogs can't breathe and are having to have surgeries and shit of that nature, that's because they fucked up my blood. That's because, you know what I mean? No, no, no. But we got it. Hey, it's just material. I know he was joking, but it's just material because some people gonna jump on here with that. So y'all give me material, I'm gonna go with it because it's a lot of people who think that way. I know that was a setup for the material. You know what I'm saying? But if anybody think that they're gonna if you get to talking about dogs that you know what I'm saying, from any of those places, always account for the health issues. And the reason why I like to do this, and it wasn't directed at Ron, by the way, but because I know I felt like that was a joke. But what the reason why I say it like that, and the reason why I'm gonna keep on putting spotlights on certain dogs is because this is what a registry is supposed to do. This is what a community is supposed to do. This is what we are supposed to do as a community. We have continued to run around, you know what I mean, and 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 allow. I believe that. Hardly any papers have validations because there's no mandatory DNA testing. There is no mandatory health testing. And when I say health testing, I'm not talking about the little bullshit DNA testing. I say every registry should have what we are implementing, that you get me a veterinarian slip, and you send that slip in, and the veterinarian does your fucking physical. Your kids can't play basketball without a physical. Think about that. You can't go to some jobs and go on the job without passing a physical. But yet and still, you want to breed and make more animals for the world to deal with and charge thousands and thousands of dollars, but you can't get a physical on this dog to tell me that this dog is healthy and breedable. If the registries were serious, this would be a mandate, and it needs to start being a mandate for all of them. If you're serious about making this breed better, as a kennel, we need to start exactly OFA testing. We need all testing on all of the joints, the everything. Tell me that this dog is a nice dog. Do something to make me feel better. You know what I mean? Jay, we've went a long way, and we've come a long way, and it's coming down. And I want the community to rally. Like I told y'all, hey, I'm finishing up my shit. I'll be open. But guess what? I'm not telling y'all got to register with me. I'm not telling y'all that y'all got to buy a dog from me. I'm not looking for your business. I'm looking to save the fucking breed. If a motherfucker can't give you a validation that their dog has a good heart and good lungs, what the fuck is you buying the dog for? Why are you not talking about them for that? This is a real conversation, because the community, for whatever reason, anytime anybody in this community keeps it real, y'all deal with these dumb motherfuckers who go on this whole internet, I'm going to try to bully somebody thing, and this and that and the other. And the only difference between me and the other ones who have tried to speak up, is I don't give a fuck about these dumbasses. I keeps on rolling, because your bullshit narrative will never ever shut me up about a breed that I care about. It's just that simple. But the one thing about it is, and I ain't listened to none of Dave's interviews. I ain't listened to none of them ABKC clowns interviews. You know why? Because I've heard the same lies out of these folks for year after year. I heard the same manipulation out of these people for year after year. And when it comes down to it, what it boils down to is, I've never heard them sit down and do a very, very, very long and detailed live or interview about how they were going to fix the bad health in this breed. I've seen them do the opposite and talk about, you pick a bullier dog over a dog with good structure. So basically, you pick a bullier dog over a dog with good health. You know what I mean? I mean, Leslie, that's a beautiful thing. Like, people want to sell these dogs for all this money. Why are you scared to DNA test your dog? Why would a registry that has a rampant problem with people hanging papers, adding in other breeds and everything else, refuse to make DNA testing mandatory on every single dog? The reason they won't make DNA testing mandatory on every single dog is because they're afraid that it will cost them money, and they will start having to turn away money, and out of his own mouth, and he told me this, is that it'll destroy the registry if we start doing things like that. That's what he said. You don't have to deal with them. There's other options. What's going on, Debonair? It's other options out there. Y'all keep acting like that y'all in slavery with these people. No, walk away. You have the IBKC out there. You have the WBA out there, and those is two that I recommend right off the top of my head, because the other one, they're pretty much the ABKC. They're just more honest about it. And then when it's time, if you want to come see me, you want to come see me. But I promise y'all, when you want to come see me, I'm gonna give you the same upfront honesty that I've always given you. If your dog is going to register puppies, it needs to be health tested at this point, and I need a DNA profile. Because if somebody says you used a different dog, guess what? If you're an up and up person, we can compare the DNA profiles. We can compare the DNA profiles of the puppy. And if you're an upfront and honest person, this does not intimidate you. You know what I mean? It does not intimidate you. Ain't no woman whoever wasn't a foul ass woman was scared of a DNA test on a child. I know it's your baby, Ricky. Swab him. But but them chicks to be like, why you asking me for a DNA test? All that shit. Oh yeah, she done had them legs wide open, and it's been a lot of stroking, and it wasn't just you, Ricky. This is the people we dealing with. We dealing with them people who acting like hoes out here. This is what we doing. You know what I mean? This is what we doing. Get a real DNA profile. Get a real health testing, get real consultations and evaluations on your dog, and let's start judging the dogs off of the quality of them. The reason why they don't want to implement this, and they are not stupid, you know what I mean? Consultation, Kush, Tribe Bullies is only $25. You know what I'm saying? We stay on there as long. Send me your pictures. We go into it, whatever you want to. I usually say we're going to be on there for an hour to 90 minutes, but we might be on there for 3 hours because once you get me on that phone, I talks. You know what I mean? I talk. So if you do a consultation and whenever you set your time, you know what I'm saying? Please, please. It's just $25, you know what I'm saying? And you can set it, you can send it right to Cash App, and we can set up time anytime y'all text me or whatever. I love doing it, you know what I mean? I love doing it because if it's anything that I can help with, and sometimes I gather information from y'all. I just talked to a dude on I think I told you about that on the what is it, St. Charles Spaniel. We went in deep on that. I knew a little bit about it, but he gave me some more information. I talked to another dude about the Black Russian Terrier, and we got some information because I believe the more information and the more knowledge you get, even in a variety of dogs, it helps you. That's why I've studied. If y'all want to look at the way, look at the and I told y'all this before. Look at how the South African Boerboel community does their appraisals. That's how you break a dog down. They appraise their dogs from top to bottom, health wise, DNA wise, temperament wise, and they give pure evaluations and give you a score so you know your quality of your dog. Not just, oh, that's fire and everybody like it. And if your dog doesn't fit a proper evaluation, like showing up and looking like another breed, they get rid of your ass. That's how they make their breed great. If you call us, if you call and me and a good friend of mine, you know what I'm saying, we were talking about this morning. If you call and you try to get a feeler, then people will not sell you a feeler. You can't merely just call a person who's selling feelers and say, hey, I want one. Can you handle this shit? What is your qualifications to have this dog? Where's the dog going to live? What are the conditions that the dog's going to live in? How much time do you have for training? What is your purpose, you know what I mean, for the dog? You know what I mean? Because that's a dog that seriously needs a purpose. These people have a very, very strong educational mind when it comes to dogs, and we have not had that. Yeah, we've overtaken the English Bulldog as the worst dog, you know what I'm saying, for health. And the sad part is our community is contributing to the downfall of the English Bulldog and the Frenchie. And the reason why it is because of this mentality. You know what I mean? It's a simple thing like you know what I mean? Like I don't even know. I don't even know what talk of the city. I don't know, but all you try the 34, just shoot me a text message on the 346 number. You know what I'm saying? And you can probably get through to me there, because every message that I get, I don't even know who Talk of the City is, but if it's whatever the case may be, just go ahead and shoot me a text message on 346-292-6560, because if it's numbers and stuff, a lot of times I won't even answer it because it's be this person, that person. But if it's something that came up with the dog, ain't no problem. We can replace the motherfucker or breed it, whichever way it go. But at the end of the day, what has to be done is just bottom line is and I will with that real quick too. I will tell y'all my policy when it comes to that, because somebody asked me about that and it became a topic. This is the way you do if there's any situation with any dog, that because my contracts say if it's deemed to be unbreedable, which that could be It develops a high rear, it develops a bad underbite, it develops whatever the case may be. But if it's a dog that it deems to be replaced or whatever, you still keep the dog and you try to place the dog, and you just go back to having a credit for another female or another male, whatever the case may be. In some cases, you know what I mean, I try to put it the same way as it is. But if you are a kennel, that's the way that you should do it. What has to be done, if the paperwork has been distributed on that dog, just pull the paperwork back in. It's a pet now, cross it out. Most of the times you should ask that the person provides you that the dog has been fixed. If the dog has been fixed, then they just have a credit for another dog. That's generally the way it is. I guess somebody was just recently having an argument on that, so I will address that as that's the way that we've tried to do it throughout the years. That if anything happens, and certain shit always happens with dogs. This is another thing, dogs develop allergies. Dogs develop. I've never had a dog with a heart murmur, thank God. But dogs grow abnormally. I've seen dogs. I told y'all. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, Jay, they have to do them dogs like that, man. Because if not, somebody's gonna get killed, and that's what's happening in the American bully world. But the thing of it is that at the end of the day, if you're replacing a dog, you know what I mean. You generally want to replace the dog with the same sex that you had, whether it's male or whether it's a female or whatever. Like it's a couple people right now, and I told y'all this, and this is another thing that I don't like in our community is that there's not a honesty when it comes to these breeders, because every breeder tries to act like every single dog is going to be perfect. It's a way to handle the dogs. I've had dogs that throughout the years, at times their top line would get off. I don't want that shit bred. So when you got real breeders, you know what I mean, you stand behind that. Like I told y'all the other day, I got a brother named Doc. I think he stays in like the Memphis area. His female developed pyometra. When she developed pyometra, I owe him a female. I got another brother here in Texas where we didn't like the way that the dog was developing. It seems he had something wrong with like a arthritic condition or whatever going on with his joints. Pull the dog. Even though the dog might still look good, pull the dog. And then you immediately put the credit back and try to find them something better next time around. It's just something that is normal in dog breeding. When I was with Rottweilers, I had to replace 3 Rottweilers. You know what I mean? One of them developed an enlarged heart. Another one developed bad hips. By the time we had the X-ray, still moved great and everything, but the hips was bad. The other ones, for whatever reason, he turned out. This happens in all dogs. You're not going to breed and make 100 dogs and every single dog be a show quality dog. A lot of dogs are pet quality dogs, and you miss on these things. Just replace the dog. You know what I mean? And sometimes that might take you some time to find them a show quality dog, but you just replace the dog. And those are people that I just thought of off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? But this shit happens, and you must go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? It's something that has to be done. It's another brother on here. He'll tell you he bought a puppy. Hey, Carla. Shh. He bought a puppy off of me. We watched the dog grow, and I called him back and I said, "Look, bro, we got one or two options." It was just that simple. As the dog grew at my house, I didn't like the dog. You know what I mean? I didn't like the dog. I was like, "Look, DeCarla, quiet." And so what happened is you know what I'm saying? Even though all of his cash was in my pocket, I told him, bro, I don't like this dog. I don't want to send you this dog. What did he say? It's all good, baby. You know what I mean? I appreciate the honesty. And I told him, I said, you can still take him as a pet, but we shouldn't put papers on this and just credit it another way. He's like, nah, just go ahead, keep him. And the little dog's still here. We named him Ugly because the motherfucker is ugly. You know what I mean? So he's a pet, but this is the way you should do this thing. Like my life has been so sporadic that I haven't been able to do enough videos like this, but this is the way. If we are going to improve a breed, some dogs have to be pet quality. Some dogs have to be replaced. Some dogs, all of this trying to fix stuff, you just have to. What's going on, my brother? I got your message earlier. That's another one of my brothers, man, to keep it all the way cool. You know what I mean? and it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't even. Here we go. I don't even know nobody who. See what I mean? Or this the fake shit. You know what I mean? But bro, all you have to do is hit me up. Rada ain't had nothing, but it's been plenty of puppies here. That's what I'm saying. So I don't remember anybody putting down two grand on there, but I don't keep paperwork. But what did I tell everybody on here? And this is the shit that be weird to me. So it's been a million puppies, right? I got puppies right now. But the funniest thing is that I don't, bro. Ain't nobody see now. That's a fake one. Cause when a motherfucker get the lion talking about I blocked you, no, I'm up here. Let me tell y'all basic knowledge, and there must be some more ABKC people. Cause first of all, those who know me and deal with me know that the deposits aren't 2 grand. But generally, the most the deposit is $1,000. So you got these ABKC people, but like I tell y'all, on any breeding, just like it is around anywhere else, if you put a deposit down, your deposit is always non-refundable but transferable. So when you see an idiot jump on a post and talk about, oh, what's up with this and what's up with that and what, dog, it's been puppies. Y'all see my page, right? It's been consistent puppies on here. So for me, it would be so easy to collect another $3,000 to somebody I've obviously already approved and send the dog home. Wouldn't that make sense? No, I just go ahead and you know what? Because the funniest part is, and I feel you, they do try to change the subject, but the funniest part about it is that you can often make fools out of people who act foolish. You know what I mean? Because I'm one of the most transparent people ever when it comes to the way I break my dogs down. I'll tell you every breeding that did is not perfect. I've had to call you talking about calls and shit like I've had to hard call a lot of dogs. You know, that was more back in the day. Now it's a lot more consistent, but shit happens. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. I'm the one breeder that you will get on here, and I will tell you, no, I'm not no fucking perfect breeder. I did it come back? Is it back on now? I could. Okay. What might have happened is the blue that might not have been on them. The Bluetooth might have tried to pick it up. Okay. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. Anytime that you know what I'm saying. Anytime that you have somebody who's willing to sit in front of a microphone. I mean, bro, I appreciate y'all and I appreciate the love. Alan, I know you always gonna come in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I've recently sent, you know, dogs overseas and different places. And I know these people have no problems, but the thing of it is you get these weirdo type of people, and what they're trying to do is discredit me. I don't even want to sell these people dogs, honestly. A lot of these people, you know, I don't want to sell them no dogs. You know, I've made bad decisions. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? Because they get weird. You know, y'all remember the brother who went on live and I spent my money and then I came back and uh I wasn't going to spend the rest of the money because I heard he wouldn't give me the dog. He robbed me. Like, fool, if you ain't paying for the dog, how did you get robbed? All you got to do is pay for your dog and come pick up the dog. Literally, the dog that he was supposed to get, another brother here in Texas got, and the dog was. Wait till I show y'all pictures of this motherfucker. But it's just like that. But the thing of it is that instead of breeders being honest and trying to go forward and do the things the right way, replace dogs, even if it takes you forever, replace the dog, do what you have to do. It's all good. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? Hey, you know, and in brick house, like you say, anytime you want to use a deposit, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good. The It amazes me when people talk about deposits, because a deposit is just that, a deposit. Anybody who's willing to run off with a deposit forgot about the other 80% of the money. Think about that. Like, what this lie that they have told for so many years doesn't make sense. Because if I have a puppy, right, and I have most of my dogs are in that maybe $5,000 range, 3,500, depending on how I feel that day. But even if you have $1,000 deposit and the puppy is as low as 3,500, and I have it for sale, why would I not take your $2,500? If you have a deposit on semen, which is free, why would I not take your other couple grand and just go to the vet and let the vet pull the dog? It's a weird thing that they try to do, but it's a Jedi mind trick. And a lot of these people, I'm going to tell y'all the craziest thing about it is if you do some research, they've never dealt with me. The clown who has the page who just seems to be obsessed with me and looking back 8 years to find video clips. Never met me, never dealt with me, nothing. This is why they want to change the subject. But the one thing that we have in common is that people start canceling. And I'll tell y'all the truth. And what was so funny about the situation is the dude I told y'all about that I let y'all know about, the dog Little Ugly. He's one of the people that canceled and didn't want to use certain bloods because of the health issues behind it, and told them, no, just keep the deposit. And they got all in their feelings about that. How are you in your feelings about someone telling you that I don't want to breed your dog because your dog has serious breathing problems and I don't want to put puppies out there like that? That's strange to me. The only beef that I've had with a lot of these people is I've pointed out health issues. I'm not being tough or any of that shit, but I like to fight. If it's a fight you want, but man, look, I do that shit all day, every day, and it's really fun to me. I don't even have to get mad about it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get crushed in there. I don't do the punching shit as much, but you know what I mean? The fighting is fun to me. You know what I mean? So that it's not, you know, but I have to have something to fight about if we're gonna be like in a real fight, not arguing about dogs. That's childish. I'm a damn granddaddy now. What I look like running around here? Oh, I'm gonna fight you because you said something about my dog. More childish bullshit. You know what I mean? But it turns into all this weird stuff because no one wants to have this conversation with me. And I hope y'all share this message and be realistic. You know what I mean? The conversations that we're having about what's going on in the UK right now, those are serious conversations that need to be had, and not diversion tactics of people trying to put up a million videos to talk shit about me. Look, if I was the worst tyrant in the world and I stepped to the microphone and I said, God has blessed us all in a different way, in many different ways. Now, unless you're atheist, that message is true. Most people who walk the face of the earth, no matter which God you believe in, would agree that God has blessed them in many ways. So really, does it matter whose mouth it comes from? And those of y'all that know me know that I'm not the tyrant or a fucked up person like that or anything like that. But I'm saying, no matter how much you try to discredit a message, I never believed in that. I've seen some of the worst scoundrels ever come with a real message. You know what I mean? I've heard, you know what I'm saying? I've heard a racist that I know would hate my guts make some sense in something that he was talking about that was outside of race. So it really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? The truth of the matter is the reason why we have the trolls on the page, the reason why we have all these weirdos that are more interested in trying to, you know, different names and different everything. Let me jump on the post, calling my phone a million times to see if they can knock it off. Is the sound on? Okay, can y'all hear me now? I don't know why my phone is letting calls go through while it's on do not disturb, but it's amazing. Yeah, I don't know. these like I guess you know how iPhone do. The iPhone 15 coming out, so all of a sudden none of the features work on the phone no more. I guess I got to get me a 15. I guess I got to upgrade because I'm telling you, everything been out on my phone. Like the YouTube don't work right no more. Nothing works. The damn iPhone know they something else. Yeah, I mean they've done everything. They've reported me. I can show y'all a report where I've been reported to the UKC like so many times for different weird shit and trying to hold up my paperwork. You know what I mean? They don't even have to do nothing with the ABKC because the ABKC hated on my paperwork. You know what I mean? I've had the police called on me. It was one point in time where the police was literally showing up to my house like every day to the point where when the sheriff came, he was like, bro, I'm just coming by to say hello. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, that iPhone thing is something else. Hey, hey, big bro, that iPhone thing is something else. They gonna make sure they get their money. But you know, we what's going on, Ryan? We're in a time where they're afraid of the truth. You know what I mean? They're afraid of the truth. And just like this, I'll put this message out here for the public again, right? So we can. This is just fun shit to me, though. I got a few puppies right now that if you're approved, you can get one of those puppies. You got to pay off the rest of your balance, or if you owe the puppy, you can get the puppy. But before you ever go live again, or before you make a post, and make sure that you show the messages where I told you couldn't get a puppy. That's all. Because I've been doing this for now better. Some people caught on to it. Anytime I have a litter, I call people out and I say, hey, before you go on another live and talk about whatever you're talking about, come get your dog. Come pay me the rest of that money. Yeah, and we hopefully we start having females. You damn right about that, bro. Shit. And I talked about that. Now this is a quick like off to the side comment. But this shit that I've had with like 5-6 litters in a row, all males, is crazy. But I tell you, it happened to me back in the day. You know what I mean? Oh man, yeah. Hey, look at Chris. Like, except for that little Castro, he turning out to be a monster. I got to get some new. Chris, wait, I'm gonna get some today, before the football game. My boy played today, so we gotta see what that look like. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to turn him into that monster life. But when this last time when I had a run of litters like this, if you look at their birthdays, Denzel had like Jax, Samson, Castro, Brahman, Vin Diesel. It was a crew of them. Viju, man, it was just I could keep on thinking of them, but it was like 20 dogs that end up like being either popular or champions that were all born in the same year, like from multiple Denzel breedings. They all did their thing. Man, I'm trying to. It was another boy that was right in my head, a fawn boy. I forget his name. He's passed away now. But all of those dogs were born in the same year, and then we were having the same problem. All of the litters were males, 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 but that turned out to be a great thing because that was like the most solid moment for D-Line ever, because within a year, you just had like Denzel's son, Denzel's son, Denzel's son wins again, Denzel's son. These boys was raking it in and whooping asses everywhere. So hopefully that's the same thing. But yeah, I'm hoping that the trend sort of changes, especially for everybody that needs females. I need some, but for everybody who's waiting on a female, I would love to get them their females, you know what I mean? And I got a list, man. I got a list of about 9 people that need females. But it'll happen because it seems like the trend always reverses itself. I don't have no doubt that 2 or 3 of these bitches that's knocked up now, when they hit that box, we gonna start seeing some females pop out, and it'll balance itself out. But you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, James. It's crazy is how nature work. You know what I mean? It's crazy how nature work. But but like, getting back on topic, man. We have to take control of our breed, man. We have to take control of our breed. We have to make sure that we, Wow. I'm still fucked up in the head about this, whoever this fake ass Kenneth person or what it is talking about. Yo, you blocked me. Why would I block you if you owe me money? Yeah. But, you know, but we have to get back to this. And I wanted to talk about this, and I'm going to get this shit in because I've been saying this 4 lives in a row. A lot of you want to know about the XL, right? The conversations of the XL. I heard Dave sort of skipped over the answer last night, so I'll tell you. As many of you know, I had the very first XL to win a show, Poncho, which that is by far, by the way, the only dog that Dave actually ever gave me. He was Hallie's brother. Poncho was 21 inches, 130 pounds. He was an absolute fucking monster. One of the best dogs that I've ever owned. I later on sold him to future pro basketball Hall of Famer Zach Randolph. You know, man, hey, Trent, that's that nature, man. That's that nature. It happens. It happens. It's happened to me. Like I said, it happened to me back then. And I had another run when Ganman and that crew of dogs like Ganman, Bison, I forget their other brother, Uno. It was like another stretch of dogs. It just was like boom, boom, boom. Oh, Sicko. It was just another run on males, you know. So I've seen it happen a few times, and it always balances its way out. Because I've also had a run on females where I've had like a year where I didn't produce any studs really worth talking about, and it was a ton of girls. So yeah, Nate, you know, God always got his plan, I guess, you know. What I don't guess, we know, you know what I mean? But you know, man. But the XL, I just think about that and that's sort of wild. But the XL was originally meant to not be over 23 inches. We wanted to cap it off at 23, then they said 24. The problem with the XL, even at that time, right, was a problem that should have been addressed early and it never was addressed. I remember these conversations. Cairo was an XL. A lot of the Gotti dogs were 20 inches and above, and they were XLs. A lot of the Edge dogs actually grew to be 20 inches. The big problem came in with it was always a different type of dog that was allowed to be registered XL. That was the like Camelot dogs. They were bigger than 24 inches in a lot of cases. What was her name? Kim from Ultimate Blues. Even though Kim had some edge blood in her yard, she had some of that, what's his name, bouncer blood and some of those other dogs. And those dogs would get big as fuck too. You know, you would just have these giant ass blue dogs. And a lot of people had them giant blue dogs and you know what I mean? What's going on? Crenshaw in the house. Salam alaikum. Or hello. But I tell you what, the thing of it is that, you know what I'm saying, this was an original problem that needed to be oh, much love, my brother, much love. You know, the one thing about it is this, you know, is that it never was taken care of. You had two different breeds in the XL class. And the thing that we always knew about the Camelot dogs were Mastiffs. We knew this. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm not going to play around with y'all. I'm not going to act that way. We knew that those dogs were Mastiffs. We also knew that the big blue dogs, which remember now, the Whopper blood and different bloods like that, those were weight pool dogs. So it was allowed at that time, like, you know, pretty much, you know, we knew. Even at the shows, if you went to a lot of shows out at Cali back in the day, even the show I told you about where Larry Durant had the show with all of the people there, Cesar Millan and all that, they had a weight pool section and you saw those giant ass dogs there. One of the biggest flawed things that the ABKC did when we started it is they never addressed those dogs. It was the first big mistake. What they did is they allowed those dogs to run into the XL class also. Now the original thing was, oh yeah, what we're gonna do is they're allowed to be registered, but they can't be shown as champions and this and that and the other. Hello, hello. What's that? I'm not gonna mess up your name. I'm just gonna say Jom, Jom. This became a big issue, and I'll tell you why it became a big issue is because, of course, one of the ways that we used to breed back in the day to add size, right? You would take a shorter dog and put it to a bigger dog with more size and hope that the size would stay, but the height would come down with the short dogs. This was no different in the Mastiff breed. I mean, not the Mastiff breed, the XL breed. People who had, y'all know some of the XLs now look more terrier, right? So since they look more terrier right now, those dogs would be more of the original XLs. So the bigger dogs, what people were doing is like taking a more, say, Cairo looking XL, and they would take it to a Camelot type of XL. Not really a bad idea, but it wasn't monitored. So the problem is that the dogs got gigantic. The dogs started to change. But just like with everything else, the results weren't fast enough. Then you started seeing some weird shit happening to where you knew some of these dogs were being mixed with other dogs like Johnson's American Bulldog, for instance. You start seeing some obvious bull mastiffs being introduced. And then, if y'all was around, especially you guys out in Cali, y'all remember this. But it was groups of guys who had what we call double XL dogs today. They had those dogs. They were just, you could see the mastiff in them, but you could also see like the American Bully Pit Bull look in them. But these dogs were already like 180 pounds, 100. They were giant, but they would always just do weight pull, or they would hang around. They wouldn't really mess with the community that much. But you already knew that they were bringing them down. It was going to be a multifaceted breeding thing to where they breeded. Yeah. King Lion did look like King Lion, bro. Look, let me tell you this. King Lion was another breed, you know. I'm just being real with you. King Lion, we knew for a fact King Lion had to be something else. It was multi things, and this is the great point. You know what I mean? Great point. Because the reason why we talked about this way back when, not only was King Lion abnormally big, his sons were actually bigger as far as mass goes. He was tall, but he was big as hell. He was abnormally aggressive, abnormally people aggressive. What's going on, Jamal? So with his people aggression, ultimately tipped us off that his size is coming from somewhere else, possibly Neapolitan, possibly and they said that because of the blue, but possibly also a dog like a Bordeaux, which at that time wasn't very, very popular, but Cali is always ahead of the curve when it comes to dogs. Bordeaux's been out in Cali's for years, years. That's where I first saw my first South African, Cali, you know. So these questions were in there. But I never forget, because I'm not going to act like I was the pioneer of this discussion. Skip Miller and John Easterly used to talk about this back in the day. They said, y'all playing with fire. Said those, because back then you would have dogs that were very, very, very aggressive. But the thing of it is our culture was a little bit different then. So the aggressive dogs was accepted a little more. But they were huge. And I remember Skip way back when saying, y'all got to get that under control because that's not what is being advertised. John Easterly kept telling them, that's not what's being advertised. That needs to be fixed. You can't just allow those guys. If y'all don't know John Easterly used to be in the ring judging, and John Easterly would put on a pimp suit. John is a white cat, a white motorcycle cat, but you know what I'm saying, he got that Detroit swag. So he'd put on them gaiters and his little suits and his top hats, but he'd have a break stick. John would never even go to a show without a break stick. And me and John, would talk, especially as we got closer and closer as we got older. And John always said his worst fear was not a dog fight. He said, bro, They got some shit in here that they act like they ain't responsible for, and one of these dogs gonna grab a person. John used to always say that one of these dogs gonna grab a person, and I got to be able to get him up off of him if I'm in here. And too many times we saw throughout the years dogs try to bite judges. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Walter White? You know, judges trying to snatch everybody. You know what I mean? Everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean the dogs. You know the dogs is gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? And this is what was going on, man. You saw it. You saw it. You saw it. And we were literally trying to bring this thing down. Like, yo, y'all got to do temperament. We got to do temperament. You had very, very well-known dog trainers who wanted to be a part of our community and wanted to do the temperament testing. Even back then, you had it wasn't just Dave. You had multiple people who didn't want to do the temperament testing because a lot of dogs were hot at that time, and they missed the ball so big. And you see it start to go on continuously. So once things transfer from the brothers to Holiday cleaned up all the paperwork issues, and the ABKC was running a lot smoother, and things started to get to going a lot smoother. But like I told you in that story, unfortunately Holiday, had his situation which would ultimately lead to his passing. And that's when Dave took over. And I'm just giving y'all the real shit. Just like I tell y'all about the pocket and how the pocket went to shit when the ABKC moved to Spotsylvania from the West Coast, the XL did too. Because at that time, under Holiday's reign, he was telling them to control the breed, judge it to the standard, do everything to the standard. He wanted to do everything to the rules as you should, and this is why you would notice like 2000, you know what I'm saying, the earlier part, 2007, those times when the ABKC was really starting to take back off and they had reorganized and shit like that, and it was starting to get moving, that the dogs were cleaner. Once they went back to Spotsylvania, excuse me, what's going on, Marco? The not only was the extreme class created, but they lured in the XL class. Then the next big thing happened. And the next big thing happened. Jamal, I'm gonna tell you like this. I won't say no one is good off of King Lion blood, but you know what I mean? You gotta call a spade, Even as they talk about Kimbo, look at Kimbo's pedigree. It's not a coincidence, and this is things that real dog organizations do. I mean, I'm being honest with you. With as many occurrences and all of the things that we know about Kimbo blood should be on some kind of restriction. Mandatory mandatory temperament testing before we will even allow to register dogs that come off that bloodline. This is the thing. The UK is in this situation because they were lied to. In the States, we've known for a long time about those aggressive bloods. Dave knew about it a long time. The first time when shit happens, who do you think they call? They call the registry. You know what I'm saying? A person get mauled. Every person who's been mauled by a dog that they called a bully, the ABKC knew about it. They never did anything about it. This is what I'm trying to get to y'all. This is why they don't want me to speak, because I'm going to make sense out of their bullshit. The ferociousness that you see in the XL bully is not a product of the dog itself, that class being ferocious. It's a product of negligence by the registry. For years, that registry has been warned to get a better hold of that class and stop just allowing anybody to register anything. Make it harder rules about temperament, as you've seen your judges are starting to get attacked and dogs are having issues at dog shows, and it's a lot going on at these shows. Fix it. If y'all noticed, ABKC never did nothing. The same bullies that they talking about that were some made up dogs over in the UK, they still register those dogs. They've never suspended one dog in the UK. They've never suspended one dog in Ireland. They've never suspended one dog in Cleveland. They ain't suspended no dogs. With all these problems, they never suspended anything. All of the salacious breeders that we see out here, they never did it. And then I became the bad guy when y'all know I work with rescues, you know what I'm saying? Mia works with animals. Animals are working. You damn right they took that money, Chris. And this is what I'm saying. Dave ain't been thinking. You go in there and you brag that you got hundreds of thousands of dogs registered in Europe. People know how much money that is, Dave. You know, a couple 100,000 dogs, that's 6-7 million. Not to mention the revenue from the other paperwork, like litter registrations and things like that. That's 6-7 million. That's why you wouldn't let that go away. The same reason why after you ridiculed and talked about how fucked up that Miyagi was for years, now you registered because you couldn't walk away from the money. The same reason why you got rid of the extreme class and you knew that Dax was very unhealthy and you talked about how unhealthy he was and that wasn't what the American Bully was supposed to be, yet now you breed Dax blood and at the same time you allow all Dax blood to still run through there. You never did anything about it. The reason why the American Bully has more heart issues and health issues today than pretty much any other breed is because you allowed it for the sake of a couple dollars into your pocket. A real registry doesn't operate like that. A real registry attacks the problems. So yes, and I told y'all this before and I'm saying it in a lot more cooler fashion now, is that the reason that people have been killed by these dogs, the reason that the prime minister of a major country has to step forward and speak on these dogs is one reason and one reason only: the negligence of the ABKC and the fact that they have not done anything. Look at the stats. Look back at my videos and just put in, you know what I'm saying, Hall of Fame Bullies XL on there. And some of those videos will pull up. And I've been telling y'all about this forever. You know what I mean? The unique size of these dogs and the aggression that they are. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing. You wouldn't allow a fila in your home around your family and definitely not around strangers. You would not allow that fila like that. You know why? Because you know what it is. Hear me out. You wouldn't leave your, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't leave your pistol where your kids could get it because you know what it is. But but not only did the ABKC allow this, they helped, you know, tell the lie and give people trust to take these animals into their house knowing that they had a problem. They verified that oh yes, this is an American Bully. What's going on, Jesus? Yes, this is American Bully. They threw shows. Did y'all see the ABKC shows in Europe? There were XLs there. There were Merle XLs there. There were dogs that the ABKC knew shouldn't have been there. There was a lot that could have been done before people start dying. They're dying in the States now. Dog attacks have went up. Several kids died last year. Grown men. Okay, well lay down, baby. We'll be done in a half hour. You don't have to sit up. Okay? You good. But we don't have to sit here and perpetuate like that this has not happened. We can't keep on putting this out there to act like that this has not happened. It has happened. Yes, we will register XLs, but we will register XLs with a lot of stipulations. The XL is a real breed. I'm not blaming the XL. I'm blaming the lack of attention and moderation to the XL. You know what I mean? It should have been a moderator over the top of the XL at all times. It should have been proper. Once the especially the dog bites and aggression started to be more and more well known in the XL, the ABKC should have immediately jumped in and said, you know what, we're going to start demanding that these dogs are temperament tested before they're bred. Let's find that the ABKC makes millions every year. It wouldn't have been hard for them to set up a program to find whether it's a company, a large company that would work hand in hand with you, or a list of certified trainers around the country to certify these dogs' temperament that they were safe to be around people, because you have to remember the standard says that these dogs are supposed to be docile. Not, well, that was the idiot that said they were supposed to be docile, but they're supposed to be a lot more calm, safe to be around family members and other pets. This is what they are selling. You're giving people certificates on there. So if I'm just, Jim, who ran across this breed online, and I love the breed, and I've got a family, and I'm like, hey babe, look at this. He's friendly, good to be around kids, big, impressive looking dog. I think this might be the one for us. And then me, Jim, I take my ass and I buy this dog, and it comes home and it eats the toddler. Well, I agree, but this is the thing, Robert. I agree with you 100%. It's definitely some of the breeders' faults, some of the owners' faults. But when you step up to the plate and you say that you're the authority, it's only one person that's meant to fight crime. That's the police. The criminal gonna be a criminal. You hear me? The criminal always gonna be a criminal. We talking in layman's terms. It's just a thing about responsibility. A criminal gonna be a criminal, a hoe gonna be a hoe, a thief gonna be a thief. Whatever they gonna be, they gonna be. But on the other side is somebody who's supposed to be checking them out, whether it's the police, a pimp, or whoever. Everybody got to do their job. So when you're a registry, your job is to make sure that folks ain't screwing over your breed. That's what you get paid for. You ain't no record keeping company. You ain't just here to keep the records. That's why you have rules. That's why you have regulations. That's why your very, very title is supposed to be to protect the integrity of the breed. If you're not willing to do that, then step aside and don't validate what people are doing. If you ever notice something about the AKC, they'll write up with some stuff. I noticed when the Merle pattern starts showing up in the Bulldog, right? The English Bulldog. The not the ABKC, the AKC stepped right forward and says, you know what? No, there is no such thing as a Merle English Bulldog. That does not occur naturally. For a minute, y'all. Hopefully the sound comes right back in. I don't know why it keeps on, and I don't know why she keeps calling back. That's my dog, but I gotta let her know. Look, even the face recognition ain't working on the phones. Shit's good. Okay, Leslie, I seen your message. I'm just letting my sister know I'm on here for she'll stop calling me. She gonna hit me with that. Oh my God, I messed up the. It's but I tell you, this is the thing, right? Well, Robert, that's the thing. But I will tell you this, because I used to be a trainer, especially when I was young. You could hear my horror stories about wearing that suit. But this is the thing: certain dogs aren't meant to be trained to love people. If you have a Fila, if you have a Caucasian, if you have a Tosa, they're not gonna love kids. That's not what they do. You know what I mean? That's not what they're built for. And this is why a registry is so important, because the registry helps the general public understand the breed and tries to regulate the breed in a way that makes it safe for the public and makes it safe for the dogs. Exactly, Jesus. It's not about keeping records. This is about basically policing the breed and making sure that somebody doesn't screw up the integrity of the breed. This is what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? If something goes wrong, they want to know about it. We want to jump on this, because guess what? They understand that if things go totally wrong in this, you know what I mean? Yeah, you don't want human aggression. Human aggression is a way to get this breed done. Human aggression is a way to get, if you look at the breeds who are totally banned around the world, they are known for being human aggressive. Some of them, rightfully so, some of them not. This is why this was a big topic to me a year ago when the situation happened with Raul, and it continued to happen when the lady died in Canada, when we heard about the babies getting mauled to death in Virginia and in New York, the people who got mauled to death down here in Houston. When I started Googling and I started finding out that dog attacks and bites, and if you just put in pit bull or American bully dog attacks, that you can go for 3 or 4 pages, it started to become a problem that I knew one day we were going to face this situation. And as we face this situation, it's going to get uglier and uglier and uglier. And the registry not only is to protect the breed, you know what I mean, to protect the breed and its standards, it's also to protect the breed against those who may or may not want the breed to never be here anymore. Are you guys confident that the ABKC is properly defending this breed? They have no attorneys. They have no experienced dog trainers. They have nobody to speak, veterinarians or anything. They have nobody but lying ass Dave stepping to the mic and getting caught in lie after lie and bringing up things like Adolf Hitler and damn Holocaust. You cannot be confident that this person can save our breed, that organization can save our breed, and we are very much so in an unfortunate situation that is the organization that us as American Bully enthusiasts have paid all of our money into. So they have collected millions and millions of dollars, but they are not capable of stepping up to the plate when this breed needs it most, and they are proving that, because the very first time that this breed is called out on a national, worldwide level, the ABKC and its guy president, Dave Wilson, stepped to the microphone and said that the breed doesn't exist. You hear me? It doesn't exist. A country that's registered hundreds of thousands of dogs with him. Oh, the breed doesn't exist. They're just making up something over here. I think that's a England thing that they just put that together, but that doesn't exist. He said that was only part of the interview, but I would be amazed to hear the rest of the interview, because how do you explain away the words that we heard coming out your mouth? How do you think it looks to the general public when you have those extreme dogs running around and they can't breathe? How do you think it looks to veterinarians when they see dogs with super high rear ends and struggles moving? You know, let me see. I mean, Eddie, I'm gonna get. You know, Eddie is a friend of mine, and I really would love to talk to Eddie. I'm headed to California at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? I would love to sit down with Eddie and we have, you know, a 2-hour conversation, because Eddie is full of knowledge. Eddie is full of knowledge, and Eddie is a guy who doesn't get. And I'm talking about Eddie from Blue Line Kennels, but Eddie is another brother who don't get the credit that he deserves, because if you want to talk about the pioneer, um, in many ways, Eddie can be considered, you know, maybe not the pioneer, but definitely one of the pioneers of the XL Bully. Because before, like, a lot of people in that time, a lot of people were doing other things, and Eddie stuck to what he was doing. And Eddie has always been pretty much an XL pit bull guy. That's what he calls his dog. He don't even like to call his dog pit bull to this day. But Eddie, you know, I'm gonna get these things in. Like I say, God is blessing me and put me in a better place even through struggles. And me and my son just planned a trip to get out to Cali to see Marco, to see Oscar, to go have a sit down with Memo. We're gonna have a full 3 or 4 days out there, and hopefully we can get some of the guys together to sit down and have these conversations. And it's gonna be a beautiful thing, because y'all will see how authentic it is. Not only is it a lot of love between me and the brothers, but at the same time, we have a simple love for these dogs, and y'all will get a chance to see something real. You know, not a marketing ploy, not, hey, only buy my dogs. Oh, I got the real stuff. Everybody loves this. Oh, these are $50,000 dogs. Oh, this would, nah, this isn't a I love American Bullies, let's talk about it thing. And that's what I look forward to doing, so y'all can see, you know, Eddie has generations and generations of XL dogs. And the sad part about it is the real XL dog is an incredible dog. Incredible. It looks the part. It looks like a monster, but Eddie will show you his dogs, and Eddie's dogs have good temperament. The more real part of their temperament comes with they might not like dogs as much, but in all of these years, I haven't heard of Eddie's dogs ever attacking their owners or attacking people. And Eddie's been around for a quarter of a century. I've not and he's an XL guy. I've not heard that label where, oh, Eddie's dogs is aggressive towards people. You know what I mean? Hell, I got some of Eddie's blood in my yard. It's not people aggressive. That's even with Armani in it. Not peaceful aggressive. Very good temperament. Sort of don't like dogs, especially not dogs that's not in a pack. You know what I mean? Robert, we might have to slide over there and check you out. We're gonna be when we go out there, we're gonna be out there for about 4 days. We're gonna get it in. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing, like, man, is that the American Bully, you know, the XL, the origins of it was this was the original American Bully. People don't know that. That's why another reason why they deserve an apology when they talk about the XL American Bully. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth of the matter is that that's the original American Bully. When you talk about Cairo, Cairo was XL. A lot of the original dogs was XL. A lot of them touched 20 inches. You know what I'm saying? Nemesis was the XL. You know, these was the XL dogs. People didn't want shorter dogs until Lil Ro came along. You wanted your dog around 20 inches. You know what I'm saying? 18, 20, 21 inches. That's what it was. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm missing messages. Oh, I'm missing Christian. I'm all the way behind on those messages. But you know, it's you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of very very good people out there. You know, California was that real shit out there. I love Cali, man. I love Cali. I miss Cali. I used to be in Cali shit every other month. Hey, 2M bullies. I hope I got them. I hope it's brewing out there. I got a bitch with a big belly. I can't tell you what the sex of them is, but I got at least one with a big belly, and I'm looking at the other two. I'm seeing titties, but the belly ain't quite as big, but it's still early. But we, you know, we gonna get something done, man. Finally, you know. Yeah, you know, Cali. I ain't gonna lie to you. Bullies was, if you had to pick a state where bullies really really was like, you know, the you know, the ground zero for bullies, it was California. California has always had the biggest shows. California has always had the most dogs. Maybe it's because LA is just so damn big, but Cali always had more dogs than everybody, man. You know, the East Coast, we would bring our quality. Yeah, Iron Cross, they definitely had masters. What's going on, Rico? You know, us East Coast boys, we would bring our talent. You know what I'm saying? We was like LeBron. We taking our talent to Cali. But Cali always had more dogs than us out here on the East Coast. It's more of them because the biggest problem with the American Bully is to balance it properly, we would have needed more dogs in Chicago and more dogs in whatchamacallit, in New York. For whatever reason, like New York, you know, New York City never really became a huge bully area for a while, you know. And then in Cali, you had dogs in every major city in Cali. They was jumping with bullies, and they would all congregate to LA and set it off. It's a beautiful thing, man. It was the good old days. And like I told y'all, all of those original dogs was XLs. And the thing of it is the real XL, you know what I'm saying, was supposed to be a stable dog. You know, it was supposed to be a big dog. It was the big brother. And another thing, it was never really supposed to meant to be like 180 pounds, 200 pounds. That was something else. And I told them then, everybody, it was a lot of us who said it, that should have been a different class. But one of the worst things that happened to the American Bully XL, and I'm gonna tell y'all that. Yeah, yeah, NYC, you had to have you some of that. Yeah, yeah. Now New York had some bad shit, but they wasn't bullies. But the Hulk, and y'all think about the Hulk's time frame. The Hulk is to XLs what Miyagi and Dax was to Pockets. Not health wise, but the type of destruction that his aura just did. I never forget it When they said the world's biggest pit bull, the world's biggest pit bull, the world's biggest pit bull, right? That shit started picking up, and I'm like, oh fuck, because I'm already thinking ahead. You know what I mean? I don't got shit else to do, so I think, I think and make babies. That's what I do. So I'm already like, they're gonna start trying to remake this shit. But y'all remember, I used to be in them deep dark places where I remember what happened when you used to try to make giant ass pit bulls. Wasn't none of them motherfuckers friendly. None of them. I told y'all remember early in the conversation when I told y'all California guy, you probably remember them dudes who be walking around with them dogs that was obviously mastiff pit bull mixes. They wouldn't put them in the show, but they would come to all the barbecues and they'd just be walking around with these dogs that was like 190 pounds, longer lips. Look at, yes sir. You remember them guys just lurking in the background like, what y'all doing over there? Yeah, them dudes. But everybody knew not to fuck with them dudes' dogs. We all knew. No, they something different over there. Them was man killers. Yeah, like some fed. yeah. They just lurking. They wouldn't come in the bar, but they would just have their own spot and they just lurk. You know what I'm saying? And you knew not to mess with them dogs. They didn't have good temperament. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody said earlier, like they was more like King Lion. King Lion's size was smaller so he could fit in, but he was still big as hell. You know, him and El Jefe, them big boys. You know, Jefe was one of my favorites. That motherfucker was gorgeous. His head was like this big, but you knew what they was. This was a knowledge standpoint that we was operating off of. So when I seen the hawk, I said, hey, that's one of them dogs that was lurking. That ain't no bully, and that ain't no pit bull. Yo, Jefe, wasn't he gorgeous? Jefe was like a super-sized American bully. That motherfucker was bad, dog. And they all had them like yellow-colored eyes. They was blue with like yellow-colored eyes. Oh, them dogs. What's going on, Terrence? We need to get on the line, too. I'm trying to catch up with every damn body. Yeah, Jefe was gorgeous. I would still take me a Jefe. That motherfucker was bad. Woo! Blue, just, oh, man. He was bad, dog. I liked him way better than Lion. But you knew not to mess with them dogs. You know what I mean? Like, y'all have to remember, and we not exaggerating, anybody who's seen it will tell y'all, they used to push King Lion around in this thing that was like, I used to call it the Hannibal Lecter cage, because it had these pipes. It was like, they would use that, what's y'all, what's the shit, man? The metal, the shiny metal stuff that they be putting on floors. Y'all know what it's called. I ain't good with all these names. But, it was beautiful how they had it set up. But when they put that motherfucker in there and they had wheels and they would push it around. They wouldn't even walk him through a show. They would just push this cart around throughout the building, push him the cart all the way in the ring, and then they would let him out. Look, Rico talking about that cage too. They would push that motherfucker around. Here he come. And the whole time. And I'm going to tell y'all, Cali was the wildest. I had such a good time in Cali. I'm just reminiscing, but I had such a good time in Cali. Believe me when I tell you I had a good time. Woo. But man, damn, take me back. Shit, I was about to take a sip. I ain't going to take a sip. Hey, when Tupac said California love, I know what he was talking about. Boy, how we party like a motherfucker out there. But one thing about Cali is they ain't rap too tight. Cali, if them motherfuckers turn up in Cali. I had never seen this. When they would bring King Lion, I seen it multiple occasions. But they would bring King Lion to the ring and the homies would go berserk while he was going berserk. But it wasn't just the homies. I'm talking about the women and everything would cheer this dog on like he was the ultimate gladiator of all time, man. You know what I'm saying? The ultimate gladiator of all time, bro. Diamond plate. Yeah, he had the diamond plate. Man, the ultimate gladiator of all time, bro. I couldn't even do nothing but laugh at it, bro. He would pop out and they would go crazy. And you had the dudes who owned King Lion, they were some big boys. They would be holding this motherfucker. He would go on his back feet and he would just be like, he would be up in the air looking like he was 7 feet tall. Just, you know what I'm saying? Spit coming. He would bark like that, man, for 2 minutes straight. Just like, let me at anything, please. I'm going to bite the shit out of it. And the crowd would just go crazy like they was watching the damn, you know what I'm saying, Raiders in the Super Bowl or some shit. It was berserk. I mean, the experience was crazy because I seen a lot of fun shows and shit, right? I mean, I was in a lot of fun shows because it was before the ABKC, and where you had the sound monitor where they could tell, you know, who won by cheers. I'm telling you, it never got as loud as it did when King Lion would come out showing his ass. It never got as loud. That dude was something amazing, man. Yeah, Rico, you know everybody was nervous. They could barely hold that big mother. If that one guy got it, but they always held him. They never slipped. You know what I mean? They never slipped. But good Lord, that motherfucker was something else, man. Like you would never, they always, see, Blue never came out. Blue was mean as hell. That's Remy's dad. He never came out. But as far as dogs that came out, nobody could touch King Lion. None. Oh man, he was coming out on that gladiator shit like, I'll kill everybody in this bitch. And he meant it. He said it in dog language and everybody in the building understood. Even the dogs would look at this motherfucker like, this dude is crazy, dog. Like, but that's who it was. And even though he was out of line, look, even though he was out of line, he is a legend, you know what I mean? Because for his time, he was what he was. But see, we understood what he was. So as bully breeders, we didn't fuck with him. A lot of people, unless that's what you wanted and you knew what you wanted, we wasn't gonna mess with him. You know what I mean? We wasn't gonna mess with him. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't gonna mess with him. They knew what he was, and that's what's cool because that's how, you know, this is before all of the ABKC stuff, by the way, because that show was actually BKC. But the last show I seen him at, we was at another event. It was a fun show. But I tell you what, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna tell you what now. No, I'm gonna tell you this. Hold on. Eddie had dogs before King Lion. Cause at that same time, Eddie had what's his name? Fuck. The one that passed away when they went on that run that time, man. That shit hurt me because Eddie was just doing his thing. But Eddie actually had dogs before King Lion. Yeah, Jalisco. That bad motherfucker was bad, dog. That motherfucker was bad, dog. Man, that motherfucker was bad. When Eddie brought that motherfucker, I said, ooh, I got to have it. I got to have it. That mug has so much natural chest, bone, that big ass head, and he didn't take no shit, man. That shit hurt me when I heard that dog die, man. That shit hurt me. I forget which other one he had with him, because I think two of them died together. That shit hurt me, man, because, oh, man. Yeah, he was a bad boy, man. I love that dog, man. That's what I'm saying. Those was the real XLs, though, because he wasn't, like, oversized or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He was a bad boy. But, you know, what we see now, yeah, Eddie had a lot of gray line blood. There was some bad motherfuckers, man. Bad dogs. I loved it. It was just a different thing. They was real dogs. You know, they had attitude, but keep in mind, we all at shows together. We all in the same building together. It's big crowds of people walking around. Smokey, that's who it was. Smokey was a bad motherfucker too. Whew. Like, for real, y'all don't understand. If you wasn't there, and I ain't trying to down nobody for not being there, but you had to be there because they try to sell y'all on that these dogs nowadays is so this and so that. Man, some of them dudes, you had to see them in person because them was some bad boys. Y'all talking about chest, them dogs had chest, bone, head, and they had attitude. They had it all. That was the essence of what the American bully was supposed to be. And like I told y'all, when the Hawk came along, I already knew what was going to happen. You know how y'all be shocked at look, I'm going to tell y'all how shocked y'all be. If you look closely, if you search enough, you'll see Dave did a live where he talked about ain't no double XL. The reason why he did that live, and this is all the way back, I'll say either 20, probably 2014. Either 20, yeah, about 2014. Because that's when me and him was still cool. He needed my assistance when Cruz was going to slap the shit out of him. But I was in his ear and I was telling him, I said, bro, you need to, exactly. I said, you need to get a hold of this Hulk thing. And first he was thinking I was talking about trying to breed Hulk blood. Dave always thinking about some fucking money. But I told him, I said, the only way that Hulk can be stopped is that, or just flat out vehemently let people know that Hulk is not an American bully. I said Hulk should not be allowed to be mixed into American bullies at any cost. You must get rid of it now. He didn't listen. Then this story started coming up about dogs off of that yard that were really, really aggressive. If y'all look into it, some of the people, you know, when they was doing the show and shit, talked about it was other incidences that didn't get recorded, but that the dogs got a little more drive than what they say they have on the show. And then you started to see it in our community to where the dogs start getting irregularly bigger. Next thing you know, a lot of people had a 175-pound dog, 165-pound dog. These giant heads, you saw the change. And I told him then, I said, bro, it's coming. Oh, I know, T, but we got to work this thing out. And I'm going to get with Deanna. And we got to do this and we got to do that. And I said, Dave, it's coming. For y'all that don't know, that was my shit. I deal with monsters. Before I even dealt with bullies, I dealt with monsters. I dealt with Rottweilers. I didn't own South Africans. You know what I'm saying? I didn't dealt with the Fila, you know, with my boy Bobby Floyd. I done did, man. Like, the only dogs that I really wish I could have got my hands on that I've never really gotten my hands on is a Caucasian, which I've seen a Caucasian, but I ain't had a chance to deal with them, and a Tosa. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really got a chance to mess with them, but I know what big dogs do. I've dealt with English Mastiffs. I felt the power of an English Mastiff even through my suit. It felt like the bitch was trying to rip my arm off. And no matter what they look like, I know English Mastiffs look big and the bitches is mean. The bitches is mean. English Mastiffs is mean. Neos, they're mean. Don't believe people when they tell, oh no, them bitches is mean. I worked with this training facility for 2 years, and I'm telling you, it was several of them brought through there, and the one thing I could tell you is the people who owned them and the dog itself, the people who owned them said, hey, don't let nobody tell you that this is a friendly breed, period. And the dog proved it. It was throwing me around out that bitch like a rag doll. You know, and you can tell when you're in the bite suit if the dog got mean intentions or not. That dog was trying to kill me. See what I mean? I ain't even know nothing about the cleft palace neither. You know what I'm saying? But when that money get introduced, you know what I'm saying? People do whatever. But this is the thing though. We talking about Hawk as a band dog. We all agree. Oh man, the presser trying to get me one right now. Yeah, I love the pressers and the Corsos. I love them. I love them for that fact though. You know what I'm saying? They ain't taking no shit. They'll snatch a hole in your ass. I love them. I love them. I love all them big dogs. I put plenty of hands on presses. Corsos, the more the Corsos I dealt with was like AKC show dogs, so they was a little more chill. You know, I ain't get to mess with a lot of the working Corsos, but the presses I was messing with, ooh wee. But see, I'm okay with that because what's going on, Eric? Is because that's who they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we're changing anything. I'm not going to send somebody home this dog and say, hey, oh yeah, take him. He's a cuddly bunch of fun. He's supposed to be very docile. And y'all heard Dave go on that video and say they're supposed to be docile. He's still shooting out this docile stuff while people are getting killed by these dogs. Yeah, they're supposed to be, but currently they're not because you've been ignoring the fact that people have been putting very aggressive guard dogs into these dogs. This is something that you're supposed to fix instead of covering up and complaining and this and that and the other. Before I go, I just want to point this out to y'all. Man, look, I don't hate Dave. Not at all. I hate what he does. I don't hate Dave. You know what I'm saying? I want to get that point clear because some people misconstrue that. I don't want to put hands on Dave. You know what I'm saying? He's scared of the death to see me, but I don't want to put no hands on. For what? What do I need to put hands on Dave for? No, I ain't never see him, Max. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for this breed. I speak about this for the breed. If the ABKC changed and did all the rule changes I was talking about and tried to clean their act up tomorrow and start getting rid of some of these unhealthy mutts and doing temperament testing and doing DNA testing and having people do x-rays on the hips and all those things, dog, I would love it. I would go absolutely nuts. I would love it. I'm like, these motherfuckers then finally woke up and they trying to save the breed. It's not a competition to see who has the best registry. The only reason why other registries exist is because they see that the breed is dying and they want to save it. That's it. This shit ain't personal. Some people try to make it personal. Some of y'all weak motherfuckers sit up there and be like, oh yeah, and this and that. Oh, and they said this and that. I could give two fucks about what another man say about me. Because one thing about it is that, you know what I'm saying, they ain't make me, they ain't gonna break me. I could give two fucks. I've been here for 12 years on this YouTube shit, and guess what? They've been talking shit ever since I started talking. They done told y'all a bunch of lies since I've been talking. They didn't had a bunch to say since I've been talking. They was gonna whoop my ass for the last 12 years. When I show up, they call the police. That's documented. They call the police even when I don't show up. They tell you that I ain't gonna produce no dogs, and y'all keep on seeing champions and more dogs. So anything that they say really ain't gonna move me one way or the other. The only thing that's gonna move me one way or the other is seeing this breed get back to where it need to be. I promise you that. I don't give a shit about nothing that these people have to say. Nothing. Because I'm not being arrogant, but when I tell you that they couldn't hold a jock strap if I wore one, they couldn't. They couldn't as men. And I can tell that by their conduct. This is why I'm totally unfazed by it. Because grown men don't stalk other grown men. Grown men ain't interested in personal gossip and trying to down another man. A grown man will step up to the plate and take the task at hand head on. I have left this page open. I have left my voice open for so many years to sit down and ask one simple question. Does healthy dogs matter? And why ain't we doing shit about it? None of them will take that. They'll do 35 interviews. They'll talk about my kids. They'll talk about my kid's mother. They'll use pictures of my mother who's been dead for a long time. They've done that. They'll do all of these things, all of these cowardly bitch-ass things. They'll stalk me in every which way, but they won't have one simple conversation, maybe a simple question of, should you be breeding a dog that has a genetic breathing disorder that could cause it to die? Should you be breeding a dog that has severe heart issues? Should you be putting a stop to dogs that you know have serious temperament issues and are putting children and adults' lives at risk? Simple questions like that, they don't want to have that conversation. And this is why I don't respect them. This is why I don't care about it. Of course, they're going to tell y'all everything. They're going to tell you everything. Like I told you, they've even, you know what I mean? California guy, if you could pay them motherfuckers, I guarantee you they don't want to talk to me. They paid to take an interview. They paid to take Bashar's interview down because of how I tore his ass up. Because it ain't about me. You know what I mean? It ain't about me. It's about their behavior. And it's about something that the worst thing that you can do to any human being, and y'all have heard me say this time and time again, is tell them the truth. You know what I mean? If you call a fat person fat, and they in their feelings, they get offended, and that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? It could be male or female. They could have fucked everybody in a 10-mile radius, and if you tell them they're a hoe, they're gonna get offended. Believe that. If you tell a funky motherfucker they need to wash their ass, hell, there was a girl in New York that just killed her granddaddy because he told her you need to go wash your funky ass. They get offended. The truth hurts more than anything else because you have to face the truth. You can't deny the truth. You know what I mean? If you a coward, you might be the most cowardly lying motherfucker ever. You know when you by yourself, like, why did I run when the motherfuckers was talking about jumping me? And when you a coward, the thing you hate the most is a brave motherfucker. You know? So you howl at the moon. You howl at everything. I know grown men who go home and punch their woman in the mouth. And if a man say something to them, they cower down like the bitch they are. This is the world we live in. I understand cowards. I understand this. You know? And I believe everybody on the other side is just cowards, man. Because I let them do their talking. They've always done their talking. Like I said, they've talked about every aspect. Y'all remember all the lies? The man lives in a car. The man robbed everybody, but he doesn't have any money. The man has no dogs. The man this. I let y'all tell all y'all lies. And now all I want is to answer the question. Is it okay to breed dogs that are dying? I know you lost a lot of money because I said that. I don't give a fuck. Remember, I'm the broke dude that live in my car. But y'all won't have that conversation with me. If you are the leading registry in the world and you pound your chest for the leading registry in the world and you've taken on hundreds of thousands of registrations and that has put millions of dollars into your bank account, yet you haven't turned away one dog for the possibility that this dog could be a mastiff mix, and you have knowledge that these certain mastiffs are people aggressive, but you are allowing them, not only allowing them, but changing the rules to promote them, and then people die. How can you explain that that blood is not too on your hands? You want to take credit for the breed. You want to take credit for everything, but it's amazing how certain people only want to take credit for the good stuff. You said you're in control. You created this breed. This is what it did. Fam, they've been killing people all over. A dude down here in Houston just got killed. It was actually 5 deaths, and they said they were American Bully pit bull type dogs. I didn't see the ones were definitely American Bullies. But I posted some where they attacked a dude outside. I posted it on my TikTok, and I put it up. It's constant. Little girls got killed over there. I believe it was if I'm not mistaken, I think that was New York. You know? Yeah, the Tosa killed some shit. That's why it's banned everywhere. But they mix all these dogs in. You know what I mean? Anything they can get their hands on. I don't know if y'all just seen the post where they was recently talking about mixing Tibetan Mastiffs with these dogs. This is the type of shit that goes on. But the thing about it is that the worst side of it is that the American Bully Kennel Club over there, they are registering dogs where people have flat out told them the DNA tests have come back that it's saying that it's South African Boer Bull in some of these dogs, and they did not deregister them. They keep on registering them. There are no banned dogs. There are no banned people in there. And I mean banned is excluded, cut out. You can't breed no more. There are none with the ABKC. They want that $30, $35 more than they care about the safety of the community. And this is why the UK is in a situation. And this is why we will soon be in this situation. Even through 35 fucking interviews. And I'm getting a little touched up right now. Even through 35 fucking interviews of this clown going on the screen, doing all that talking, all of the lies that he's told, the backtracking. Y'all know it because y'all be on his ass. And that's why he has to cut off comments anytime he's on anything. Motherfucker can't even have comments up. When the last time y'all seen him be able to have comments up? Because all they gonna do is ask him about his lies. So when it boils down to all of this shit, he still has not come up with a solution to help the people in the UK identify the American Bully and a solution as to how do we exclude the dogs who are causing this bad behavior and unidentify them as American Bullies to help the people of the UK keep their dogs. With all of this talk, still has not come up with the rock solid way, which we all know that rock solid way would be temperament testing, evaluation by judges, and actual DNA testing to see what's in the dog. Because the one thing about it is that strangely enough, a lot of XL bullies, when you DNA test them, they come back as American bullies. But if it's within a first generation, especially, it'll come right back. You know what I'm saying? The Boer Bowl or whatever they put there, it'll come right back. I tell you like this. He said you can't DNA test. That's a fucking lie. This is the thing. Some dogs do. My dogs always come back 100% American bullies. I don't know why. Some dogs will come back staffy. That's not the problem. The problem is that you're lying again, because if you consistently DNA test all of the XL bullies, you'll find a pattern. DNA testing isn't about being 100% accurate. You find a pattern and you're able to start taking dogs away. That pattern that you're looking for is, if a dog is in a first generation, South African Boer Bulls and many of these other breeds that are being used in the XL are identifiable. So that dog will pop up as 50% South African Boer Bull, or a high percentage of South African Boer Bull. That will pop up, and that shows without a doubt that you did something illegal as far as this breed goes. It's that simple. Now, if it comes up and it's 10%, you can easily make a rule like, okay, well, maybe that was before we could catch anything. We're not going to kick you out. But if this dog comes within a 33, 35, 40, whatever number you want to make it, percentage that this is undeniably South African Boer Bull, this portion of his pedigree, then you pull the paperwork and you do the announcement that this dog is not a part of your breed. Other registries have a whole form of banned breeders, and you can put up banned dogs. These dogs are not allowed as a part of our breed. We've DNA tested or we've temperament tested, and this is this. It's not something that will be super effective immediately, but over the course of a 10-year span, you will clean up the XL. That's all you have to do. What's going on, Raw Dog? You clean up the breed. This is something that we are going to do. That's why I can tell you a legitimate plan. I do want to put in mandatory DNA testing on the XL just like everybody else. But the XL's mandatory DNA testing will be looked at a little more inclusively, because really the other dogs, I'm looking for profiles. With the XL, we're looking to see if any of these things are coming back. It's a different type of testing as other breeds that are dangerous. That is called accountability. Accountability, does it cost the registry more? Absolutely. But at the same time, you're not allowing dogs by that shouldn't be going by. Of course, I have no problem with a South African Boer Bull. I love them. I have owned one, and I will own one again. The big problem is, James, preach to him. All we're trying to do is identify. That's it. Do enough work to identify these breeds, save everything. That's all you have to do. It's all about a work situation. You know what I mean? We put in the work to save our breeds. If we're not willing to put in the work to save our breeds will die. And this is unfortunate. This is something that we see going on right now. I encourage each and every person on this live, as I close it down, to share the petition, continue to share the petition, continue to share information that this is a good breed and these are not bad dogs. Continue to educate the world. Continue to educate the world about the fact of how detrimental it could be to mix in dogs, and it's especially to mix in dogs and not identify that you're doing that and send them to homes as ticking time bombs. This is very, very important. More information on proper training for the bad owners who let their dogs run wild and do whatever they want and pack up and attack people. Education is a key to turn things around. This is not the only breed, and by far this is not the most dangerous breed. But one thing about it is that this breed has no association to protect it, and the ones who are at the forefront keep on making excuses instead of coming up with solutions. This is what's killing our breed. As you see more and more, you see people come on here, even on this post, talking about, oh, they went on there and they clowned you. Honestly, if I owned a company and a couple 100,000 people who are paying customers to my company was in danger of losing their dogs and losing everything, the last thing I would think about is going on a live and clowning anyone or attempting to clown anyone. You're worried about the wrong shit. Rico, that's all they care about is mass and money. Let's make it bigger. Let's do this. Let's do that. And meanwhile, the dogs are dying, unfortunately. I had a good time with y'all today. We ended up going 2 hours. We weren't even supposed to go 2 hours. But I tell y'all what, keep the information going. Keep an eye out for the videos. If you have any interest in dogs and all that stuff, I'm going to post up some stuff. If you want to do the consultation, tbkc dogs is my cash app. Thank y'all for everybody who made a donation. Once again, thank you. I appreciate y'all as always. As y'all see, I don't monetize this page because I want to be able to say whatever the fuck I want to say. So, you know, that's the same thing, Cash App, TBKC Dogs. No matter what, hit the like button to help us out, man. We will be back. Hit me up, 346-292-6560. 346-292-6560. And you, like I said, Cash App, TBKC Dogs. And it's all good, man. It's all good. Yeah, hit me up, Jesus. I'm finally home so we can get all our shit done, man. But like I always tell y'all, if you're gonna eat good. Don't be going to that damn Domino's. We know how they is. You know what I'm saying? That's old cheese, and I heard they pepperoni come from a goat. It'd probably be better than where it really come from. But if you're gonna drink good. Don't be drinking that slit small liquor. Get you some of that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know my drink, Hennessy, a little bit of Hypnotic, make you an Incredible Hulk. If you're gonna smoke, please stay out of grandma's backyard. Your uncle been trying to grow that same weed since the 80s. That shit got seeds, it's got sticks and 2 buds. And if you're gonna do that other thing that me and Rihanna be doing to make all these beautiful babies, make sure you do it right, or he or she might leave your ass. Call your grandmama, call your mama, call a friend, and let somebody know you love them today. People are going through many struggles that they don't even complain to you about, and just hearing from someone that they care about and knowing that they care about them can really, really uplift some spirits, man. You got the ability to make somebody feel good, and it don't cost you a dime, man. Until next time, y'all, God bless y'all. Much love. Keep the fight going. Peace.